Hello again, I am Blunty, and there's a new update for Cyberpunk 2077, if you can believe it, with a bunch of new features to help players express themselves as they play, which is exciting. But hey, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't CDPR tell us they were done with updates and patches for Cyberpunk 2077? Yes, they did. That was rhetorical. They did do that. They said that more than once. In absolute terms, they did. Now, normally, I'd get all kinds of indignant and even aggressively grouchy when a developer of a game or series that I enjoy just flat out lies to us. I mean, nobody likes being lied to by anyone, but my brain has the special DLC for autistic wiring, so I have an especially combative response to being lied to. However, this time, I think I'll give them a pass. But it is true, a year ago when CD Projekt Red told us that Update 2.1 would be the last content update for Cyberpunk 2077, we believed them. Why wouldn't we? They'd worked so hard and diligently and passionately to fix all the problems the game had at launch and fully redeemed it in most of our eyes. And then, about 6 months ago, that was further cemented when we learned from CD Projekt Red's investor relations page, where it shares details about how the development workforce is being used. It was revealed not a single team was working on even so much as a bug fix for Cyberpunk 2077 anymore. It was done. Everybody was working on the new stuff, the new Witcher stuff, and the new Cyberpunk stuff, whatever it was. Cyberpunk 2077 was done. The game was, at that moment in time, how the game would be for the remainder of its playable life. Done, cooked, served, locked down, and forevermore a solid, unchanging landscape for modders to play with without fear that a patch would break all the damn mods again. Well, it turns out that they were all lies. CD Projekt Red lied to us all. As of today, patch 2.2 is available, with details revealed in a live stream they surprised announced yesterday. Only, they didn't exactly lie, really? I mean, they did, but there's wiggle room there, if you enjoy people using weaseling wiggle room to squirm out of lying to you. Oh, I didn't actually really lie, because this isn't really a content update. What they said originally was no more content updates, and CD Projekt Red didn't work on it. They hired someone else to do it. Virtuous, a French developer support studio, did the work instead, under contract of course. So it's quote-unquote true, CD Projekt Red isn't working on Cyberpunk directly anymore with their own in-house employees. They're doing it with subcontractors. And they are indeed full steam churning on the next Witcher game, just as they claimed, and no doubt the earliest stages of the next Cyberpunk game do. Right now, though, it's entirely unclear if Virtuous will continue tinkering away with patches like this. Are we going to keep getting even more updates for Cyberpunk and patches and whatnot, or is this just a once-off thing? Who knows? Wait and see, I suppose. But what they've done this time around, though, at least, even if it is a one-off, is pretty fun stuff. They're changing up some features with cars, a huge change to photo mode that has made the virtual photographer in me very excited, a bunch of new character design stuff, changes to the apartments you can buy, and even some bug fixes. And, quote, a bunch of stuff, unquote, that they refused to talk about at all because they want players to discover them organically while playing, and that kind of Easter egg stuff is always fun. And cards on the table here, some of the stuff they're doing, some of these new features and whatnot, is pretty directly pinching ideas from mods and trends in the modding scene, which is kinda cheeky. They just saw the cool mods out there and went, yep, that's our idea now. We're just putting that in the game. We'll have to wait and see how the modders and the modding community in general feel about that. It tends to go different ways in different gaming communities when that kind of stuff happens, because this is far from the first time that a developer has just seen some mods and went, yep, that's our idea. We thought of that. But to be fair, in the live stream, they did acknowledge that, some of the stuff that we're talking about here, like some of the character design stuff we'll get to, was, quote-unquote, inspired by popular mods. They're not hiding the facts. They're not pretending these are original ideas. They went, okay, well, obviously people want that stuff. We better build it in the game. Because it's nice doing that, because not everyone feels confident in modding their games, of course, despite it being pretty painless and really very easy these days, especially with mod managers. The fear of mucking it all up still worries some less technically confident people. Plus, of course, the slummers over on consoles don't get to mod at all, because they're on those wee little restricted lockdown systems. Aww. So the new features by popular mods are nice for them too, the poor little dears. Hey, have some scraps from the PC gaming table. So, what have we got? Well, more than 100 new assets for the character creator in eyes and makeup and nails and scars and eyebrows and tattoos and facial cyberware. And that facial cyberware stuff is one of the more popular types of modding that goes on. It's always nice to have more options in the character creator, of course. There's a new character randomizer too. Really nice stuff here. You've got a slider from plain to punk to kind of set the limits on certain more extreme visual options, and you can lock stuff you like and then re-roll the stuff you didn't quite like yet to keep randomizing and locking in different bits as you go. It's great for people who get kind of decision paralysis when presented with those long lists of sliders and, selections. Or, like me, sometimes I just get stuck for a very long time, infinitely micro-adjusting various sliders. Just going back and forth and back and forth. Oh, I had it a moment ago. What was this? Oh, it's probably another autistic brain thing. But now you can just set something through a randomize unlock process and go through that a few times. Randomize. Oh, I like the eyes. I'll lock the eyes. Randomize again. Oh, that's good hair. I'll lock the hair. And then you do a little fine tuning. Maybe you change the color of the hair. It's a much more efficient, or, well, if not more efficient, at least a more visually fun way to explore the cosmetic options in the character creator, rather than just going down a list and clicking them one by one and turn them on or off and cycling through them, all that kind of stuff. In one of the last updates, a single very fancy car in the game got an option for color-changing paint. That was fun. But now that feature has been extended to all player-ownable sport and luxury cars. Not all the playable cars, just the sport and luxury ones, because it would make sense to put it on some of the clunkers. There is one particular car that doesn't fall into sport and luxury that I wish had the color-changing option, because I love that car so much. But this feature has also been extended from what it was on that other single car, so now you can fiddle with hue and saturation and even change the color of your headlights. That's fun. You can even clone the color scheme of a car you're driving past. You drive past a cool looking car, you go, hey, I want to try that on my car. And you just click and clone it, away you go. And it's not just a fun cosmetic toy either. In gameplay, if you're wanted by the pigs, you can change your car's paint while out of sight of the blue bastards, and it will confuse their APB on you. The dumb bacon boys will be all like, nah, that's the exact car we're looking for, and it's driving kind of erratically, but no, we're looking for a canary yellow car, and that one is clearly sunset yellow. Different car, wrong car, not the guy we're looking for. Silly porkers. Also, there's even more cars you can buy now, and when you're just cruising around outside of main missions, sometimes Johnny will just apparate himself in a seat in your car and chat to you, pop some quips and whatnot, adding a little extra flavour to your drive. One does wonder, though, what he'll say if he's sitting in the Porsche with you, his old Porsche, and you crash it into another car, or drive it off a bridge or something. Photo mode has had a significant update that virtual photographers are going to love. Apparently, they talked with some of the more prolific, virtual photographers who specialize in this game about the kind of stuff that they wanted and built it into the game. Gone is the annoying restrictive camera positioning limits. Now we have a proper camera drone mode that seems to have quite a long leash. Plus, you can turn off object collision to really help you nail down the exact angle and view you're looking for. That is so good. All photo modes should have the option to turn off collision with objects in the world so you can get the view you really want. Because that is infuriating when your camera keeps bumping up against shit. New precision movement mode that slows down camera movement to make it way easier to get ideal framing. You can even lock the camera now to stop you accidentally bumping it out of your meticulously positioned frame while you fiddle with the other settings. I've done that more times than I can count, and it drives me batty. A new set of aspect ratio options built in, PC only for that one. Consoles are stuck with the 16:9 and native resolution that they're dealing with there. You can now also spawn in up to 3 NPCs from a list of over 20. This is another one of those things that was inspired by mods. I used this one myself at one point. And you can adjust their positions, their expressions, their poses, just like you can with V in photo mode. Also very exciting, and another option I wish all games would incorporate into their photo modes. Ever since Marvel's Spider-Man did it so well, you can spawn in up to 3 additional light sources of various types and colors and intensities for huge control of your look and feel. I made extensive use of this feature pretty much every time I use the Spider-Man photo mode, and I'm really looking forward to being able to adjust my lighting with manually placed lights in Cyberpunk. There's also a few more adjustments and various fixes to the photo mode as well. And with these new photos, now browsable in an in-game gallery that's in your game journal, you can display them in new smart frames inside the apartments that you can buy, adding a lot more personality to your living spaces. And here's a fun fact, that feature that allows you to display your own photos, well, that just pulls PNGs from the screenshot folder of the game itself, meaning you can put any image you like in those frames. You just put whatever image file you like in the game's folder and it's there in the game. So you're not restricted to just the in-game screenshots. So enjoy that one, degenerates. I already know what you're thinking of putting in those frames. I have seen quite a lot of Cyberpunk fan art. When I've run uncensored image searches, I know exactly how degenerate you all are, you filthy little buggers. And it's not just cosmetic stuff as well. Like I mentioned earlier, it's also a new bug fix patch with more than 24 fixes. Not quite as long and extensive as some of the other bug fix lists we've had in the past, because the game was rough for a while when it came to the sort of stuff. It's just sort of little fine-tuning and maintenance fixes and stuff, and a few quest bits in here and there. So yeah, CDPR lied to us. They lied right to our faces. Well, kind of. Again, they have loopholes if you want to be generous about interpreting, hiring someone else to work on something that you told people was not being worked on anymore. It's a bit cheeky if you ask me, but I'm not mad about it. It's not a lie I'm mad about. It's very rare I get lied to and I'm not angry about it, but this time, that's fine. It's a nice surprise. I've been wanting to do another playthrough since 2.1 came out, but I haven't got around to it yet. There's been so much else to play. And I always get paralysis about what kind of playthrough I want to do. But these extra bells and whistles will absolutely be something that I enjoy, especially futzing with the new photo mode. Really looking forward to that. Always enjoyed my virtual photography playtime in this awesome looking game, and this just makes it even better. So thanks for watching. I'm going to spend the next couple of hours thinking about what kind of build I want to do for my next playthrough. Thank you to the patrons. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.